Have you ever noticed a cat coming close to you, seemingly out of nowhere? In Islam, these moments are more than just chance encounters. They are subtle, yet profound, messages from Allah. Today, we're diving into 5 powerful lessons that a cat's approach might be trying to teach you. Whether it's a reminder of your spiritual duties or a call to reflect on your role as a caretaker of Allah's creations, these messages are deeply rooted in our faith and can inspire us to live more compassionately. Stay tuned as we uncover the wisdom behind these seemingly simple encounters with our feline friends. 1. A lesson in mercy and compassion. When a cat approaches you, it's not just a random encounter. It's a subtle nudge from Allah, reminding you of the profound importance of mercy and compassion in our daily lives. In Islam, these values are deeply ingrained, not just towards fellow humans, but towards all living beings. The presence of a cat, often seen as a gentle and unassuming creature, serves as a perfect reminder of this. Islamic teachings emphasize that every act of kindness, no matter how small, carries significant spiritual weight. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was known for his deep compassion towards animals, and he encouraged his followers to do the same. One hadith tells the story of a woman who was forgiven her sins because she gave water to a thirsty dog, highlighting the immense value placed on showing kindness to all of Allah's creatures. When you care for a cat, whether by feeding it, providing shelter, or simply treating it with gentleness, you are actively living out this principle of mercy. This simple act of compassion becomes a form of worship, a way to draw closer to Allah by embodying the values He loves. It's a reminder that compassion is not limited to grand gestures. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life, manifesting in our interactions with the most humble of beings. In a world often driven by self-interest, the gentle approach of a cat is a call to return to these core values. It's a moment to reflect on how we can integrate more mercy into our lives, not just towards animals, but towards everyone we encounter. By doing so, we not only enrich our spiritual lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world, fulfilling the higher purpose that Allah has set for us. 2. A reflection of your piety. Your interaction with a cat is more than just a moment of connection with an animal. It's a profound reflection of your inner faith and piety. In Islam, the way we treat animals is not just a matter of kindness. It's a measure of our character and our devotion to Allah's teachings. When a cat approaches you, it's as if Allah is presenting you with an opportunity to demonstrate your patience, empathy, and compassion, all of which are essential virtues in Islam. The stories of Abu Huraira, a beloved companion of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, beautifully illustrate the significance of this relationship. Abu Huraira's name, which means father of the kitten, was given to him because of his deep love and care for cats. His gentle treatment of these creatures earned him a special place in Islamic history, symbolizing how our actions towards animals are a direct reflection of our spiritual state. When a cat seeks your attention, it's not just looking for food or affection, it's also presenting you with a test of your piety. Will you respond with the patience and gentleness that Islam encourages? Will you see this as an opportunity to show mercy, not just because it's a good deed, but because it's an expression of your faith? In caring for a cat, you're not just fulfilling a responsibility, you're engaging in a form of worship. Your actions toward animals, especially those that are vulnerable and dependent on human kindness, are seen as a reflection of your devotion to Allah. This simple act of compassion can be a powerful testament to your faith, demonstrating that true piety is reflected in how we treat all of Allah's creations, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. By embodying these values, you not only strengthen your spiritual connection, but also contribute to a more compassionate world. Each act of kindness towards a cat or any other living being is a step closer to living a life that truly reflects the teachings of Islam. It's a reminder that our faith is not just about prayers and rituals, but also about how we carry those teachings into every aspect of our lives, including our interactions with the animals that share our world. 3. A reminder of the trust we hold. When a cat comes close to you, it's not just seeking warmth or food. It's a profound reminder of the trust and responsibility we hold as caretakers of Allah's creations. In Islam, every living being is considered a sign of Allah's creation, and with that comes a significant responsibility. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, repeatedly emphasized the importance of caring for animals, highlighting that our treatment of them is not merely a worldly duty, but a spiritual obligation. This trust we hold as caretakers is something that we will be accountable for on the Day of Judgment. Allah has entrusted us with the care of His creations, and how we fulfill this trust reflects our devotion and adherence to His teachings. When a cat approaches you, it's a subtle but powerful reminder of this divine trust. It challenges you to consider whether you are fulfilling your responsibilities with the care, compassion, and diligence that Islam requires. Ensuring that the animals under our care are well fed, safe, and loved is a critical aspect of fulfilling this trust. It's not enough to simply provide the basics. We are called to go beyond and ensure that these creatures feel safe and cared for, recognizing them as part of the Ummah, community of Allah's creations. This care is a reflection of our piety and our understanding of the sacredness of all life. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, set an example in his treatment of animals, showing us that even the smallest acts of kindness are noticed by Allah. Whether it's feeding a stray cat, providing water to a thirsty bird, or simply treating animals with respect and kindness, these actions are recorded and will be weighed on the Day of Judgment. By caring for animals, you are not just fulfilling a worldly duty, you are actively participating in a spiritual practice that brings you closer to Allah. This responsibility is a reminder that every action we take has spiritual significance, and that by honoring this trust, we are living in accordance with the principles of Islam. Through these small but significant acts, we contribute to a more compassionate world and demonstrate our commitment to the divine trust that has been placed upon us. 4. An opportunity for spiritual growth. Every encounter with a cat presents a unique opportunity for spiritual growth, an invitation to deepen your connection with Allah through acts of kindness and compassion. In Islam, even the smallest gestures of care toward animals carry profound spiritual significance. The simple act of feeding a cat, providing it shelter, or merely showing it kindness can bring about personal spiritual rewards that extend far beyond the moment. The teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, are rich with examples that highlight the importance of kindness towards all of Allah's creatures. One such story tells of a woman who was forgiven her sins simply for giving water to a thirsty dog. This powerful narrative underscores the immense value placed on acts of mercy, no matter how seemingly insignificant they may appear. In the eyes of Allah, these acts are far from trivial. They are pathways to forgiveness and spiritual elevation. When a cat crosses your path, it's more than just a random occurrence. It's a chance to engage in an act of worship, to practice the values that Islam holds dear. Caring for a cat or any animal isn't just about fulfilling a responsibility. It's about nurturing your soul, cultivating empathy, and drawing closer to Allah. Each interaction becomes a moment of spiritual reflection, where you can pause and consider how your actions align with the teachings of Islam. In these moments, you're reminded that spiritual growth isn't confined to prayer or fasting. It's woven into the fabric of everyday life. By treating animals with the care and respect they deserve, you are living out the principles of mercy and compassion that Islam teaches. This, in turn, leads to personal spiritual growth as you embody the values that Allah loves. Ultimately, each encounter with a cat is an opportunity to elevate your soul, to seek Allah's pleasure through simple acts of kindness. It's a reminder that every action, no matter how small, has the potential to bring you closer to spiritual fulfillment. By embracing these opportunities for growth, you not only enhance your own spiritual journey, but also contribute to a more compassionate and merciful world, reflecting the true essence of Islam. 5. A call to reflect on our role as stewards. Islam teaches that humans are stewards of the earth and all its creatures, a role that carries immense responsibility and spiritual significance. When a cat seeks your attention, it's more than just a casual interaction. It's a moment to reflect on this sacred duty. In Islam, the treatment of animals is a clear and essential aspect of our stewardship. Cruelty is unequivocally condemned, while kindness and compassion are not just encouraged, but mandated. The responsibility we hold as stewards extends beyond providing for the physical needs of animals like food and shelter. It also involves caring for their emotional and psychological well-being. Just as we seek comfort, safety, and love, so too do the animals in our care. This holistic approach to stewardship requires us to be mindful of how we interact with all of Allah's creations, ensuring that our actions reflect the mercy and compassion that Islam advocates. The teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, are filled with examples of how to fulfill this role with integrity. He often spoke about the importance of treating animals with kindness, emphasizing that every creature is a sign of Allah's creation and therefore deserves respect and care. This stewardship is not a passive duty, but an active commitment to living out the values of Islam in every aspect of life, including how we treat the most vulnerable among us, animals. When you encounter a cat seeking your attention, take it as a divine reminder to reflect on your role as a steward. It's a call to evaluate whether you are fulfilling this responsibility with the compassion and dedication that Islam requires. This moment is an opportunity to consider the broader implications of your actions, not just toward the cat in front of you, but toward all of Allah's creations. Our role as stewards of the earth is a profound one, and it's woven into the very fabric of Islamic teachings. By embracing this role with sincerity and mindfulness, we contribute to a world that reflects the values of mercy, compassion, and respect for all life. This stewardship is not just about tending to the physical needs of animals. It's about embodying the principles of Islam in a way that honors the trust Allah has placed in us. Through this reflection, we can strengthen our connection to Allah and reaffirm our commitment to being true stewards of His creation.